The story of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego reminds me of people who stand up for what they believe in spite of being torn by people who say, oh, give in. It won't hurt anybody. Just go along, get along. Well, sometimes it's okay to go along and get along. Keeps peace in families, sometimes peace in the workplace. But when it comes to matters of principle and faith and what is right, then we have the obligation and the duty to stand up for what is right. It cost Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego to be thrown into the fire. Yet, when the king's attendants saw them, they saw 4 people in there. So obviously an angel was guiding them. Now, most of us, if we're under oppression, don't realize that God is watching over us. Sometimes we can feel utterly alone. But the story of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego is that no matter what trials we are undergoing, that God is with us, in this case, in the presence of an angel. So, do we go along and get along and compromise our principles, or do we stand up for what is right? And sometimes we will feel the slings and arrows and even death because of it. Look at the number of martyrs over the centuries who stood up for their faith and died for it. But they did so because it was the right thing to do, not because they wanted to suffer a martyr's death. They wanted to live. But principle and righteousness was better than living a life that was a lie. And of course, the reward is in heaven. So when we are called to go along and get along and compromise our principles, let us remember that we are not alone in our suffering, that if we stick to them, we know that God is with us.
Hello, OLPH. My name is Mary Lynn Januszewski, and I'm the Director of Finance and Operations at Our Lady of Perpetual Help Parish in Glenview, Illinois. And this message comes to you with heartfelt gratitude and thanks for your ongoing generosity and support of OLPH Parish. This overwhelming generosity allows us to continue to serve and to minister to the parish community in so many different ways. So thank you, OLPH, for all you do. You are much appreciated.